Hello students, how are you? Welcome back to Gokhale Education Society's e-learning program 2020 and my YouTube channel. Myself, Mr. Prakash Dashrath Chauhan. I am an assistant teacher in Gokhale Education Society's HL High School and Junior College, Ozar Township. Dear student friends, I once again welcome you in the standard 9th geography class of English medium. Friends, in the previous online lecture, we have learned the part 1 of the 5th lesson, precipitation. Now today, we will proceed the lesson and we will learn the part 2 of precipitation. Dear student friends, in the previous lecture of precipitation, we have learned snow, hail and the types of rainfall. In part 1, friends, today we will learn about the rain gauge, fog, dew and frost, effects of precipitation and what is the acidic rain in today's lecture. So friends, let's begin the lesson precipitation part 2. Friends, look at the world map of distribution of rainfall on page number 46, figure 5.7 and try to answer the question. You can see that the region of Asia, Africa and the continent of America experiences more rainfall. Friends, in the Central Peninsula India, there is the low rainfall because it is the rain shadow zone and it is in the interior part and away from the mountainous region. Apart from that, the eastern part of the Central African continent gets less rainfall than the western part despite its location close to the equator. The factors which affect the amount of rainfall, amount of water vapor, air pressure and temperature, topography and the latitudinal position. Friends, the amount of higher rainfall in the western part of the European continent reduces in the eastern part because the western part of each continent is a deserted region and eastern part has the heavy rainfall. Apart from that, the rainfall is more only in the eastern coast of Australia because of from the southwestern wind and the proximity to the sea. Friends, you can see in your textbook on page number 47, figure 5.8, it is about the rain gauge. It is the instrument that is used to measure the rainfall. The funnel that is used in the rain gauge has a specific diameter. The rain falling in this funnel is collected in the bottle fitted in the gauge. The collected water is then measured with the help of the measuring jar in which the millimeter measurement is given. In areas of heavy rainfall, the reading of the rain is taken every 3 hours. The measuring jar reads in millimeters. The gauge is kept in open ground on a 30 cm high flat mount. Hence, the rainwater is collected without any obstruction. Means, whatever the falling of the raindrops is there, only that is collected in the funnel and that the drops of the water is collected in the bottle and then we can measure it with the help of the instrument on which the millimeter marks are given and then we can say that how many millimeter rainfall is there in that particular region. This is the method of measuring the rainfall with the help of rain gauge instrument. Friends, how much of water does 1 millimeter of rain mean? Do you know this? If we do not let 1 millimeter of rainwater move as runoff, penetrate in the ground or evaporate, then How much water can be accumulated? Let's understand this by an example. If 1 millimeter rainfall occurs over 1 square kilometer area, then we get 10 lakh liters of water from it, because 1 millimeter rainfall is equal to 1 lakh liters of rainfall that is fallen in the 1 square kilometer area. Apart from that, the snowfall can be measured with the help of rain gauge. For this, the container full of snow particles is heated carefully to melt the snow. Then the water obtained by melting the snow is measured. A layer of 120 mm of ice is equivalent to the 10 mm of rainfall, and this method is useful where there is a snowfall. Now friends, let's learn about the fog, dew and frost. Friends, when the condensation or solidification of the water vapor in the atmosphere occurs near the earth's surface, then we can see fog, dew or frost. Particularly, it can be seen during the winter season. The temperature of the layers of the air near the surface of the earth reduces. As temperature reduces, water vapor condenses, and in this process, vapor turns into microscopic water particles and float in the air. And when the density of these droplets in the air increases, that time the fog can be seen. When moisture laden air near the earth's surface comes into the contact with very cold objects, condensation of the vapor takes place. They turn into very small water droplets. These water droplets stick to the surface of the cold objects, and that's why this objects is called as a dew. You can see such type of dews during the winter season on the blade of the grass also. And if the temperature of the air is less than 0 degrees Celsius, then the water droplets stuck to the surface of the cold objects freeze. This frozen water droplet is called as frost. And dew and frost occur on a large scale in winters, and you can see that these frost particularly in the area where there is a snowfall or where the temperature is below the 0 degrees Celsius during the winter season. Now friends, we will learn about the effects of precipitation on the mankind as well as on the life and property also. Dear student friends, precipitation is the important source of potable water across the globe, because only with the help of the rainfall we can get the water on the earth. Excess precipitation may lead to floods, causing the loss of life and property. This is the first effect of the precipitation. Second, if there is a less precipitation in some area, it can lead to the drought condition. The next one, that is the third, excess or less precipitation may lead to the shortage of food supplies, and food may have to be imported also. Farmers' condition becomes grave and country's economy can be get affected if there is a less rainfall or precipitation is there. Fourth, Indian economy is known as the agrarian economy because the 65% of the Indian population do the agriculture, and our agriculture is completely depends on the monsoon rainfall. That's why the precipitation in India is quite erratic. So, the effect of precipitation on the Indian agriculture is a vital one. The next effect of precipitation is in a very dense fog reduces the visibility and affects the transportation like railways, airways, waterways, roadways during the month of winter season. Next effect of precipitation is frost is harmful to the crop of farmers, and if spread on the roads it can causes the accidents also. So frost is completely harmful. Fog and dew damages some crops by spreading the diseases, while it may be beneficial to some other crops also. But overall, it can be harmful to the crops or to the people also. Now, friends, we will learn about the acid rain. Friends, because of the air pollution in the industrial areas, various gases get mixed in the air and different acids are created when the water vapor in the air reacts chemically with these gases. Friends, precipitation of water with dissolved acids is called as acid rain. Various gases from the polluted air gets mixed in the water vapor and reacts chemically to form nitric acid or sulfuric acid, etc. Acid rain is very harmful for living organisms as well as non-living objects on the earth. Friends, the acid rain has the far-reaching effects on the people as well as on the plant life. Aquatic life like fish and other living organisms in the water die due to acid rain. Acid rain causes water pollution also sometimes. Acidic rain causes leaves to dry and thus trees can die. Birds as well as the animals also suffer due to the acid rain. Friends, apart from that, the acid rain has the far-reaching effects on microorganism in soil gets affected due to acid rain. Such soil becomes acidic and becomes infertile. Non-living objects like buildings, structures, bridges and even the statues gets defaced, corroded and deteriorated due to the acid rain. Okay friends, this is the lesson of precipitation. Read the lesson twice before doing the homework. Listen the videos again and then do the following homework in your homework books. Friends, you can attempt the question number 1 and 2 in your classwork book. Whereas from the question 3, you can observe the figure and answer those questions in your homework book. From the question 4, which is about the identify the odd man out, you can write all the 3 questions. From question 5th, that is about the answer in brief, you can attempt question sub-question 1, 3 and 5th in your homework book. And the question 6th is about the distinguish between dews and frost and snow and hail. You can write the answer of these questions also in your homework book. Okay friends, I hope you have understood the lesson, and thank you once again for your patient listening and watching the videos carefully.